Hey everyone, today we're back for another episode of Top MLM Fails. Today we have a little bit of a mixture, a WFABB people, my favorite girl from WFABB, the blondie. I'm sure you know her by now if you've been watching my content. We got some Plexus stuff, igenius as well. So I guess let's just get into it. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button if you would like to support me. And please, as always, double check if you think you're subscribed that you actually are. And yeah, let's just put a little disclaimer in here and let's get into Alright, so the first one is my favorite WFABB girl. So let's see what she has to say to us today.
The biggest scam on planet Earth is a job. Because think about it, you work for 40 years, 8 hours a day, and after 40 years, you are still broke. How is that not a scam?
Okay, so again, 9 to 5 corporate, any regular job is a scam, but somehow MLMs are not scams in their brain. Let's read her captions throughout this. What I've been telling you all, I didn't say don't have a job, just that it's scamming you. You can only trade so much time for money, inflation is increasing, losing your purchase power, and the cost of everything else is increasing. This is why you want to start investing trading with a system that works. Come learn with us tomorrow night how to create multiple passive income sources. Well, there you have it, guys. Apparently, 9 to 5s and all other regular jobs that pay you regularly at least are a scam now. Honestly, at this point, I'm not surprised at the BS that comes from this lady's mouth or her reels, let's say. I can't figure out if she is brainwashed or if she's just not the sharpest tool in the shed, or does she know what she's doing? Because I don't think she's very high up in igenius anyways. But let's go over what she said. In a way, I have to agree. I think 8 plus 8 plus 8 is not the best thing ever. When you count the time it takes people to commute to work, obviously if you're working remotely like myself, you are lucky there. As someone who used to commute like 3 hours a day to my 9 to 5 job, it was way too much time. It was taking just way too much time out of my day. I had almost no free time at all. So I get that in a way. I feel like most administrative jobs like that could be done within like 6 hours or 4 days a week. Like I'm all for let's have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or let's at least test it and try it out on corporate jobs. If it works, if it's gonna increase productivity, stuff like that, I would be all for that. And I know by timing my job and the actual time that I'm working at my job, it doesn't take 8 hours a day. But like I said, I am privileged now to be remote, so I'm around the house and I don't have to commute anymore. However, at the same time, I do understand that not every job can be like reduced. It's different for each profession and different jobs out there. However, like I said, at least it pays you regularly, unlike MLMs. If you're working your whole life and you're still broke, what the hell are you doing? I'm sorry, but like if you are having a regular salary and you're like in your 50s or 60s pre-retirement and you have no money, what have you been doing your whole life? That would, to me and to European standards, this might not be applicable to US and stuff. Like I know they gather a lot of debt when they go to college and things like that, but I'm just talking about the European stand. If you are in your 50s and you've been having regular jobs throughout your whole life working and you still don't have any money saved or invested in something, then what the hell are you doing? I would say in European standards, again, that you're probably living beyond your means and living beyond your paycheck. However, that's kind of for older people. And I feel like I'm ranting now. I do understand that like minimum wage, my salary is not big either, but I'm still living on a budget and I'm still managing to cover my bills, pay my rent, and save some money on the side as well for our big trip that we're planning in probably 2024. But again, when you think about the fact that this is an MLM hunt talking about joining igenius, which membership costs like over $1,000, that's first. Second, if you want to trade and invest, and if you do have money to trade and invest, do not join an MLM. You don't need igenius to be able to learn how to trade or invest, and their AI is most likely, in my opinion, not even reliable. You can do it yourself. There's a lot of free content that you can consume where you can learn online how to do it properly. You don't need pay $1 $1,000 to an MLM to try and learn how to invest in trades. So that's just bullshit. And also MLMs are like the biggest scam ever. They're literally product-based pyramid schemes in my opinion. So who are you to talk about regular jobs being scams? Oh, but anyways, I feel like I was ranting for way too much. Sometimes I don't even know if what I said makes sense, but I can just hope for the best when I'm editing the video. Next one is the same lady. She says you can work from anywhere you want, and she's at a boat, I guess, on vacation, and I will never understand this. There is nothing attractive on working at your vacation. Vacations are made for a reason. We go to vacation for a reason, to rest from work. So why would you think that this is a big pro, that you can go to vacation and instead of enjoying it, you have to work? Her caption for this post says, who wouldn't want this office view? I'll show you how, link in bio. And again, no thank you. This is not your office view. This is you working on fucking vacation. No one wants that. No one thinks that's a pro. But anyways, let's watch the next one. That's Rakan, I don't know how to pronounce it, but he says, you failed before. 7 tips that changed my life. So let's take a look.
Remarkable benefits of failure. I heard a quote a long time ago and I'll never forget it. It says, failure leads to success and success can't happen without failure. You see, we're programmed in society by our education that we have to avoid failure at all costs. And the reality is, and the harsh truth, that's not how life works. The only way for you to be successful is to be able to go through failure. So let me give you 7 tips so you can benefit from them. Tip number 1, you internally become really strong. You see, I can't tell you how important it is for you to be so strong on the mental side, because a lot of people don't understand that, yes, business is skill sets, yes, business is value, but a lot of business is a mental game. A lot of business is hard on the inside and not hard on the outside. And by every failure that happens to you, you become a little bit stronger internally. Here's tip number 2. It changes.
Okay, but what does he mean? Like, does he mean if you keep failing in an MLM, you just need to keep trying and it's gonna happen eventually? This is not applicable for an MLM biz, where 99% of people earn very little to no money, according to the FTC. So yes, I do agree that a part of everything is failure. You're rarely gonna try something new and just succeed from the first time, you know? It's normal and it's a part of it. However, again, you can't apply that to an MLM because the business is set up for people to fail. So you just can't apply it to an MLM. But anyway,
it's your whole perspective. You gotta understand that when you understand how failure works and you understand what happens after failure, your perspective about failing changes. Your energy about failing changes. Everything about failure, it changes. So understand that failing changes your perspective, and as soon as you change your perspective and you start looking at the bad things you've done and you learn from it, now you can actually head and put the right steps for success. Here's number 3. You actually start reaching your full potential. You gotta understand that you're born on this earth with a bunch of potential, and almost a lot of people, they never reach it. And the reason why they don't reach it is because they're always avoiding failure, always avoiding risk. And when a failure happens, they try to blame it on everybody else but themselves. But when somebody takes the blame and start working on themselves, they actually start being smarter and they actually start stretching themselves and reaching to their full absolute potential. Let's talk about tip number 4. It builds up strength with your character. You start understanding how your character is working with your failures. And I'll never forget the story. I remember when I got started in business, any project that didn't go my way, anything that didn't go my way, I'll be upset for a very long period of time. And failure and failure and failure, I started controlling my emotions with every failure because I knew every failure that came in, I'm gonna have success after. So my character got built up towards, I'm just resilient towards anything that really happens to me, and my character stays the same at all points. Here's tip number 5. You start learning.
Okay, wait, that's not what? Okay, so failing doesn't always mean that next time you try, you're going to succeed. That's just not what happens. Some people fail multiple times before they succeed in something. But also, when it comes to MLMs, up to 99% of people fail. So he's actually saying that if you fail, you keep failing, but you're gonna succeed one day. You just can't. That's what I'm hearing. You just don't give up, because after failure, success happens. And it's like, no, it doesn't. Not necessarily.
Learning how to work smarter and harder naturally. You gotta understand that any successful entrepreneur, they understand that it takes significant work to get to a certain place. And a lot of people, they don't understand that. And there's 2 kinds of people. There's really a smart and there's a genius. A smart person that learns from their own mistakes, and a genius that learns from other people's mistakes. So this is why I tell people, naturally when failure happens to you, you'll start learning from your own mistakes and learning from other people's mistakes, like peers, mentors, so you can avoid these mistakes, so you can actually start working smarter, not only harder. Here's tip number 6, and probably a close one to my heart. You start identifying your strengths and weaknesses. When you're a new entrepreneur, you're excited, you want to take over the world, and you don't understand that you have certain kinds of weaknesses. And this really happens sometimes at a higher level. I remember when I got started and I started making some money, I started noticing that I have weaknesses in certain places. Weaknesses in this, weakness in this. Like one of my weaknesses was I didn't know how to exactly handle issues, and sometimes it'll take me out of character. I'll get upset or I'll be angry. And with every failure, I see my weaknesses and working on my weaknesses because I can see them. A lot of people don't even get to be aware to see their weaknesses so they can work on them. Here's number 7, and this is the end. You start looking for creativity for other sources. Albert Einstein says the definition of insanity is doing the exact same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result. So now, a benefit of failure is you can actually take that mistake, take these failures, and start creatively looking into other places. And when you start activating that creative mind, you'd be surprised what pops up. I'll tell you guys a story. I had an issue in my business, and I knew this issue, I had to get really creative. So I remember there's one night, I don't typically drink coffee at night, but I had coffee at night. I sat down in my office, and I had all night just putting all my ideas on a paper. And by the end of the night, I came up with a solution, and this solution has made me a lot of success. And this is why when you fail in something, when you have an issue, when you have something happening in your way and you really activate that creative mind of yours, when you're in your flow, you start being creative in different areas, you start adding creativity into so many things. This is where you see your real full potential, and you start having a different approach to everything in your business and in your life.
Okay, I have to say the editing in this video is wild. I know I'm going to blur his face in the video, but the zoom ins, the constant zoom ins and stuff, it's a little bit wild. But yeah, basically what he said, I guess, is just keep trying, because after you fail, you're going to succeed. And like I said, that not necessarily. It's not how it works. I mean, it would be great if that's how it worked, but unfortunately not, especially when we're talking about MLM business models. Next one's on igenius Han as well. She says, there are 70 days left until 2023. Oh, this was sent to me a while ago. I think by the time this video is out, it's probably gonna be like 2023 or something. I don't even know. I don't have my schedule. I'm pre-recording because I'm gonna be gone for most of December and a little bit in January, so sorry about that. But yeah, this was sent to me before, obviously, New Year's 70 days before. So she said 70 days left until 2023. Are you using your time wisely or just wasting it? Don't let the year repeat itself. Get up and do something different. Grind mode on, trust issues on, money up, feelings off. Grind mode on, trust issues on. Why are trust issues on? Why does it sound like a good trait, trust issues? As someone who has trust issues, that's definitely not a good thing. And feelings off. And then one of you guys actually wrote a comment, why feelings off? And she says feelings are a distraction. There was another post from a different igenius Han which said the same thing. So the same person again asked, feelings off, why? And she says, because I'm too busy for emotions. So like, why are we acting like feelings are bad or a distraction? You can have feelings, you can have a nice time with your family, especially around Christmas. You should not be grinding, in my opinion, around Christmas. Christmas is to spend with your family. It doesn't even matter if you're religious or no. I'm not particularly religious. If I have to identify, I would probably be an agnostic, and I still enjoy Christmas. And just because it just means that I'm gonna hang out with my family, chill, probably take some time off work, but also YouTube, hence why I'm pre-recording this. Feelings are not a bad thing. You never know when's your last day on this earth or someone else's last day on this earth. So my motto is just enjoy it and put the people that mean the most to you in front of your grind. I'm someone who grinds and have a full-time job and everything, but I still put my family, my relationships first. So anyway, next one says, one of the power couples that she referred to put an ad in our local community Facebook page looking for a personal assistant. I applied and got an interview. The interview was a recruitment pitch. They literally pulled a bait and switch. So this is, I believe, this was so long ago and I don't have context. I think this was our Juice Plus. I think it's Juice Plus. I think this is the couple that I covered a few months ago, the ones that said this base is gonna save your family from inflation. So they posted a personal assistant ad on a Facebook page, and then when this person, a viewer, hey, if you're watching this, thanks for sharing this, when she applied, it was just a recruitment pitch. It wasn't a personal assistant ad. And this should be, I hope it was reported. She didn't really say. I think that this was just a comment on one of my videos about them, but I do hope they were reported at least, because that's false advertisement. That's illegal. Next one is a Plexus bro, so let's see what he has to tell us.
Canada, and guess what? I get the distinct honor and pleasure of letting you know a few things from a guy's perspective about why you may consider and why you should start your health journey with Plexus. So I'll take you quickly through my journey with Plexus. I started Plexus almost 3 years ago. At that time, I was a full-time police officer, so I was working shift work back and forth all the time. I'm not a heavy guy. I'm sitting around 200 pounds, but I had constant back pain from shift work, from stress, from all that kind of chronic stuff. I play a lot of sports, lift a lot of weights. So for me, back pain was always happening. And the sad part was for me.
Are we going to imply that Plexus products cure chronic back pain? Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
I had a newborn baby at the time, and it was hard for me to hold her because it was just so much pain all the time. After shift, I come home and I would just have to lie down on the floor because my back hurt so much. And it was one of those things where I never wanted to live life like that. For me, I always thought I wanted to be a young dad who was able to play with their kids, whatever age they are, whatever stage they were. And the prospect of me being, at that time, 28 years old, in such severe back pain or chronic back pain, doctors are just giving out prescriptions to manage that pain. It was unbearable for me. I didn't want to live life like that. So enter in Plexus for me. I also had a lot of other issues going on too, right? I had, with shift work, my sleep was all over the place. My blood sugar and my cravings were totally all over the place. You get through a whole night shift either on coffee or, I'm not going to say donuts, but you get through a night shift on coffee and snacks. I'm big into like snacking, so I'm just eating food all the time. So for me, there was that kind of issue as well. So stomach bloating issues as well. Enter in, I had a wonderful, my sister-in-law tell me about Plexus. She was just starting. She said, hey, not sure if this would be for you. Why don't you check out some information, kind of like just like this video. Other people are saying that it works for them. And I thought, sure, I'm much more aligned with the natural health aspect of healing and getting to the root causes of things. And so I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. There still is a 60-day money-back guarantee. And I was like, all right, I'll give it 60 days and we'll see what I can do. So for me, I started on...
I just want to say, I don't feel like what he just said makes sense. He said he's always for the natural healing and resolving the root cause of the issue. But he just said earlier that the root cause was stress and his job. So dealing with the root cause of the issue would be to change your job and do something less stressful so that stress is not causing you this chronic pain. Doesn't that make more sense? Taking supplements is not dealing with the root cause of the issue.
The high-end dosage of the Ease, which is the anti-inflammatory, and this is just like perfect for me. I've got the pink drink up in the back there. I started with that as well, and with the probiotic and BioCleanse as well to help with the digestive issues. But for me, the biggest change I noticed right away, well, within 3 weeks, was that my inflammation was drastically different. I had lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks. Yep. But it wasn't like muscle weight or anything like that. It was just my body was holding all of this inflammation. And when I finally gave it the right tools to be able to get rid of that, my body was just in relief mode. So since then, it's just been a complete transformation in my journey of health. You know, I have support for the things that I need.
I'm sorry, I did not want to stop. About 10 pounds of inflammation? How were you even alive and functioning then? 10 pounds of inflammation. Sounds like a little bit of an exaggeration. Just a little bit of an exaggeration.
Need it for energy, digestion, cravings, sugar cravings. And the last one that I'll talk about is my headaches. I used to get headaches just all the time, just you know, whether it was from dehydration, so maybe not drinking enough water, because that's super important in any, well, in life. People go through life dehydrated all the time. So that was probably a lot of it. But stress, like just the job, right? Stress, it changed my life, seriously, in a way that was so dramatic that I don't know truly where I would be with Plexus, without Plexus, today. And further on that note, there is...
Okay, as someone who has been through major stressful situations, jobs, college, relationships, I have felt stress affect my health negatively, and still to this day, if I'm too stressed, I'm gonna start choking, like coughing. I just get physical symptoms when I'm too stressed out. But again, the thing that helped me was to get myself out of the stressful relationship. And when I finished college and moved to Ireland, it disappeared, and it's a lot easier to manage it now. Also, I had stressful jobs. I had horrible bosses that were really, really mean and rude to me, which were causing me a lot of stress. And then my cough would come back, my symptoms would come back that I'm not good, I'm not doing good. And what would I do? I would change my job, because you don't need to stay in the same job until the rest of your life. I mean, I know the job market was a little bit fucked back in COVID days, but it's getting a little bit better. So if you are working on a stressful job and you see that it's affecting your health, first of all, you should not turn to an MLM for the products. And what he just said is probably illegal in my opinion, because it's kind of a health claim. Where would he be from all the headaches and chronic back pain that were magically cured by Plexus? It's like, no, you need to probably quit your job and find something else that's not going to stress you out as much. If you don't deal with the root cause, then it's gonna keep happening in most cases. But also you should probably talk to a professional again rather than taking Plexus. But yeah, maybe that's just my opinion.
A business side of this that goes with it, right? When you have something that's so good, so powerful, you want to share it with other people. Just like, you know, when you're in Costco and you find out one of the deals is, you're quick to tell somebody about it because they're getting a deal or it's working for them. And when I found out that you can create an income from anywhere on your device, I thought, well, that's a no-brainer. And for me, that's turned into now a full-time opportunity where I'm taking this business where everybody starts on the ground floor and I'm working my way to the top of where I want to be for me and for my family. So that there's nothing more exciting to me than helping people and being in an alignment with what my current beliefs around natural health and healing are. There's nothing better than this. So hopefully it wasn't too long. Hopefully it just gives you a little bit of a guy's perspective on this. There's men out there that struggle, that need this, that need to lose that dad bod that, you know, has just become so popular with saying that because people don't want to change. They don't want to let something change them. So last words of encouragement: commit to change and you will see change happen. You just have to commit to it. It's what it is. I committed in my head. I said, I'm going to do everything that my sponsor told me to. I'm going to do everything that I should be doing for the amount of time that I said I was going to be doing. And when I noticed changes, I said, why would I want to do anything else? I'm going to keep on doing this. And things have just consistently gotten better. And now I get to take my message of success, my own personal success, and share that with other people. So I hope you found this helpful.
I don't think he's very high up in the company anyway, so I feel like this is a lot of bullshit. Again, it's a lot of health claims. If you have any chronic pain or any issues with any part of your body, please go talk to a professional. Do not self-medicate or self-diagnose like this person did, and do not turn to an MLM company for the solution. Plexus is not gonna resolve your back issues or your migraines or headaches or whatever. If you know that it's caused by stress, then you need to do whatever you can to reduce that stress in your life. And I always say, if a job is stressing the fuck out of me, I'm gonna quit, because it's not worth me risking my health and compromising my health for a job. But anyway, maybe that's just my own opinion. Please let me know down below what you thought about this. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button if you'd like to support me, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.